Hey guys, I'm back with another Amigurumi. This time it is the Spooky Eyeball by Ellen Dippity. It's a free pattern. I found it on Pinterest. I will link it down below. This is not a tutorial. None of my videos are tutorials, but this Ellen Dippity has a bunch of cool tutorials. If you get on the website, it's just like ellendippity.com. She does like all sorts of YouTube videos, shorts, classes. I think she's in London and she does like actual classes physically for sewing and crochet. I thought that was super cool. I just stumbled upon her on Pinterest and yeah, she's got all sorts of stuff going on over there. So definitely check her out. I found this pattern just looking around for a keychain pattern for my husband. You can find the coolest stuff on Pinterest. And I know it's like a Halloween pattern, but I knew my husband would be super into it. So I made it anyway, even though it's February. I literally cannot see what I am doing, and I am just blindly poking stitches into this circle. I don't know what the yarn is, the black yarn, because I got it from a sweater that I unraveled from the thrift store, but it's 2 strands of yarn and it is so hard to work with, but that's all I have for black right now, so I just went for it. Right here is where I lost track of my stitch count and couldn't figure it out, so I just gave up. This green yarn is the classic Red Heart Super Saver brand, in case anyone was curious. When it comes to color changes, she has a way better method that she's linked with the pattern. I just couldn't figure it out. Like I tried, and so I just went back to my primitive, slip stitch, add the new color in method. It didn't work very well, but it did the job. So, but yeah, no, she has a really cool short that you could go check out. I just couldn't figure it out. Here, it just looked like all weird and spirally. Like you could see like the green was like vertically running into the white. And it just looks so bad that I unraveled it again. And this yarn is a lightweight merino wool. I don't know the exact weight of it, but you can definitely tell that it is significantly lighter than my green, which sucks, but it turned out okay in the end. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I've got some orange peel stains on my fingernails. What can you do? I am always so janky with crochet. Like, I can never just smoothly go through those second 2 stitches. I can, but there's a lot of the time where right there, like where I struggle and I have to do those weird maneuvers. And my tension is always like, I can never just have my finger closer to my work. I've always crocheted like this, and I've been crocheting for years. I don't know what my issue is. So my last video, I was talking about how I only watched The Office, and then immediately I found this show called The Middle, and I thought it was super silly and quirky. I'm watching on Amazon Prime, and I was so excited to get into this new show, and there's only 1 season of it. And so now I'm like back to square one with finding a new show to watch. The struggle is so real. I would watch like more adult shows, I guess, but I've got a 3-year-old running around and he repeats everything and he's always asking questions, so I just don't watch shows with questions that I don't feel like answering. By the way, the library still hasn't given Don Quixote back to me. This is like the fanciest stitch marker that I have, and it actually came with a ball of yarn that my mom got me for my birthday. It was like holding the tag with the information onto the ball of yarn, and I was like, cool, free stitch marker. I am using a 3mm hook in this one, so I have upgraded very slightly from the 2mm teeny tiny crochet hook that can't hold anything. I think altogether this pattern took me an hour and a half, and that was with like snack breaks and all sorts of different, stops along the way. with the yarn, with those extra layers getting added on, I'm like too scared to drop them off and make a bigger mess than to just leave them on. But I get that issue all the time. I don't know why. I'm really bad at crochet. This part was so magic for me because the eyeball was starting to turn into a ball, and it was just getting so exciting. Each row was like, oh my goodness, here it is, it's real. With these rows, I'm doing invisible decreases, which Ellen Dippity showed me how to do. She's got a short on it. I'll link it. But I thought that was a super cool little skill. I had never done an amigurumi where you've had to close the hole like this before, so I didn't know what I was doing right here, and I left that loop when I totally could have fastened it off. So, learned something new today. I'm just stuffing this with all my scrap yarns. Like all that stuff right there is leftovers from my chicken. I keep a little bag of scrap yarn in my like project bag, and I was intending to like reweave it, which I have no idea how to do. I need to learn, but I keep running into these projects and I'm like, well, I'll just use my scrap yarn instead of buying polyfill. So that's what I'm doing here. This was such an exciting part for me. Like I said just earlier, I've never done this before. And it was just so cool to see it all cinch up closed like that. You can see my scrap yarn colors coming through, but it's not that bad. And like I said in the beginning, it's for my husband and he doesn't really seem to mind, so make do with what you got. I goofed up right here, went back, tried to fix it. It didn't work. I gave up. I can't see it now that it's finished looking back, where I cinched it too tight right there, but yeah, I just gave up on it. I was like, well, what can you do? Ellen Dippity also has her YouTube shorts showing how to do these little details linked in the pattern. So definitely go check out the pattern. This is embroidery floss, and I think the white on the pupil also probably should have been embroidery floss, but I just use what I have in my bag. I watched her YouTube short on how to do these once and felt pretty confident and just went for it, and then went back and looked at her finished eyeball compared to mine, and I should have just watched the short a couple more times because mine looks so silly compared to hers. I'm just so indecisive. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, let's go for it. And then I messed up. I sent a picture of this to my mom, and she asked me if it was a hacky sack. I was like, Mom, it's a keychain. Isn't it so cool? I did mess up on these a few different times and have to undo it. Not even mess up. They just ended up looking so goofy and outrageous that I couldn't keep them as a final product, even for my husband, who doesn't really care that much. I did not secure these very well. You could easily pull them all out. I didn't know quite the best way how to do it without creating knots and such. So I just risked it. I have a chainmail kit that I am using to make this keychain out of. So these little pliers came with my chainmail kit. So that's what these rings are. I'm sure there's a better way to make a keychain, but again, this is just what I had around, so this is what I used. I love that it's shaped like garlic, my eyeball. I probably could have stuffed it a little bit more, but I thought that after cinching it closed, it would get a little bit tighter, and it didn't. It's now shaped like garlic. And this is the final product. I love it so much. My husband also loves it so much. But that's all. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know if you want to see some more.